Hi everybody, thanks for stopping by the Crew's Point of View with Steve Moore. Today we're going to talk about set lingo, definitions of words and terms that you wouldn't normally hear out in the normal workplace. They're going to sound funky, they're going to sound weird, but I'm going to explain them all, and I'm going to start right now. Okay guys, one of the most common phrases or words you're going to hear on a set is copy, or copy that. And all that means, folks, is that somebody has given you instructions or has given you some information and or notes for what is getting ready to happen, and you've just let them know that you acknowledge what they've said and you understand what they say. But it's to the point where you're going to say that 1,000 times on set every single day. So just remember, copy that. Another term to listen for on set is last looks. The first AD or assistant director will give that command to everybody, and that lets the whole crew know that we're ready to roll, we're ready to start this scene or finish the scene. So I need everybody in every department to get their last looks in. Meaning hair and makeup is great, the clothing from wardrobe is wonderful, the background is good, the set dressing and everything that's back there is supposed to look great, the lighting's good, the camera and the dolly are in position ready to go. And that just lets everybody know on set, if you're not doing anything, sit down, watch what's happening. Or if you are doing something that doesn't have anything directly related to the set and that scene at that time, stop what you're doing, go grab a seat, go grab a Coke over at CRAFTY, and wait till the next scene and get back up and start doing your job again, okay? So last looks, everybody. Another name you need to know when you get on set is Video Village. And no, guys, it's not the last Blockbuster. It's nothing like that. It's a place usually under a pop-up tent about 10 by 10, 12 by 12 with top and sides. And who's in there are the monitors, the director, the scripty, key grip, gaffer, director of photography, maybe a producer or two, and then some, guests to the set. And what they're doing is they're looking at the monitors that are getting a direct feed from the camera going straight through the lens right onto the digital card for recording. So you're seeing exactly what's going on set and hearing exactly what's going on set. That's where most of the people have their office during the day on a production. Just about any production, you're going to hear Video Village because the director and the people shooting it got to see what they've shot, whether they need to reshoot it, moving on, or continue doing their day or what have you. So Video Village is like an office outside on set, okay? So remember, Video Village. And if you're a guest to set, make sure you get a seat and make sure they give you a mic so you can hear everything, okay? You're going to be on set and you're going to be hearing the term striking. And what that means is a lamp operator or an electrician is getting ready to turn on a light, whether it be big, whether it be small, whether it be gigantic. They're just letting everybody around them know this is a courtesy. I'm getting ready to strike the light or turn it on. So when you hear that terminology, wherever you hear it, do not look that way. It's like, hey, heads up. You don't look up. You just know that you need to cover your head. So when somebody says striking, wherever you hear that sound, you turn the other way. And then within a couple of seconds, you'll see the beam of light, and then you can turn around if you'd like or do as you wish. Okay? So just know, striking, you'll hear from an electrician or the electric department. When you visit a set, you want to make sure you ask where CRAFTY is located. And what that means is craft service. It's a place on set where they have goodies, snacks, sandwiches, chips, drinks, water. They actually have things like chewing gum, maybe some aspirin, some Tums, things like that. It's like an all-around little kitchen, so you don't have to leave set to go get something to eat and stay nourished until you get lunch. It's usually something that's there throughout the whole production all day long. They keep replenishing things like that, different drinks and juices and fruits, and they always have the basics. And I'll tell you, I honestly haven't met a CRAFTY that I didn't like. maybe one or two had a little bit of an attitude and stuff because they're on a budget and they can only buy so much with the money they have. And sometimes the crew is overwhelming. Sometimes there's unexpected guests and things like that to set that they're not prepared for as far as amount of food they have on hand. And also, you know, there's a lot going on as far as they're in charge of making sure that the set stays clean, the trash cans get emptied. So they're very busy people. But you want to know where Crafty's at so you can get that good cup of coffee, maybe get yourself a Coke or, you know, a bottle of water. And sometimes they even have smoothie guys come out and things like that. So remember, Crafty. Here's one you're going to hear on set that's going to freak you out. Back to one. And all that means is you're letting the crew know, you're letting everybody on the crew, including the actors, know that we're going to go back to where we just started. The director doesn't like how it started, how it stopped. So we're going to go back to one. They didn't yell cut or anything like that. They're just saying the cameras will still roll, but they'll just go back to that one mark in the scene, in location on the set and in location on the script. And then they'll start over with all the normal terminology. So there you go. Back to one. You will be on set and you will hear the phrase, "I need an apple box." And what that is in a department, whatever department it is on set, is asking for an apple box. An apple box is a wood box that measures 20 inches by 12 inches by 8 inches. And is usually made by, I don't know, with 1 1¼ 1 5/8 plywood. Really nice stuff. Also, there are 4 different size apple boxes. There are a full, there is a half, there is a quarter, and then there is a pancake. So what the apple boxes are used for is, like, say the first AD, the assistant director, will call for an apple box and you'll bring it up for the talent. They'll ask you for a full, half, quarter, or pancake, and then they'll ask you to, flip it over on different sides. The 20-inch side, if that's standing up to the height, that's called the New York position, okay? If it's down on the 12-inch side, with the longer side, it is known as the Chicago position. And if it's on the 8-inch side and flipped over flat, that's known as the Los Angeles position or the LA position. So you'll hear first ADs, "Steve, I need an apple box, I need a quarter, and I need to put it New York." And you'll know exactly what they need, so there's no time lost. You can get the scene done, get what they need, and get out of there. So there you go, an apple box. So if you hear, "I need an apple box," you know that they're not looking to pick some apples. When you're visiting set, you may be hearing, "Lock it up." And what that means, guys, is the first AD is letting all the production assistants know in their positions around the stage. There are people at the doors, there are people at other departments standing there to make sure that while the other departments are working during the scene, that they'll be quiet and let them know that they're getting ready to go. So they're going to yell out, "Lock it up." And if you're within ear's distance, you'll hear that. Just understand that when you're on set, every single department is on a different radio station or channel. So like, I'm with local 80, we're the grips. So we're on channel 8, as 728, which are the local electricians around here, those guys would be on channel 7, and so forth, okay? So when you hear "Lock it up," you'll either hear it out of one ear, or you hear one of the PAs come up to you and let you know we're locking it up. All right? So remember, lock it up. One last phrase that you need to know when you're on set for this episode is "first team on set." And all that means is the first AD is letting everybody on set, all the different departments, know that the actors are now on set. Which means you really need to curb down your work, your conversations. Go back and sit down where you normally would in between scenes, either in an apple box or in a chair or something, over by the grip equipment, over by the electric equipment or something like that. The actors need to come in and they need to speak with the director. They need to find their marks on the floor, get their final instructions. They need to find their light. They need to find their camera angles and find their lens, what they're going to be doing. They're going to be practicing their lines in their mind, so they really don't need any other distractions. So that's the reason the AD lets everybody know that. You give them the courtesy of doing their job while they've been off set to give you the courtesy to finish our job. and they usually don't come on set until everybody's ready to go. And if you've got a good AD that's on top of it, they'll understand that and they won't call anybody early, because I know a lot of actors out there, they're ready to go, and especially if there's an emotional scene or something like that, they really, really need to come out of their trailer and makeup, wherever they're coming from, and get right on set, do their lines, get through their stuff, and then get out of there. One thing to note, you want to make sure while you're watching the actors, which is fantastic, these people are super uber talented. They can cry, they can be excited, they can do just about anything they want on command. But what you got to remember is while they're doing their craft, they don't need you staring at them, because if you catch their eye line and you look and make eye contact with them, it's going to take them sometimes out of character. It's going to make them forget their lines. They're going to forget where they're supposed to go, and it's just straight up a very bad distraction for the actor. Okay, so just know, stay out of the eye line. When first team's on set, go sit down and enjoy yourself and wait for the next scene to start up or finish. Okay, well, that's it for today's episode, guys. There's 2 more parts to this series, so please come on back. If you have any comments, questions, or anything, please put them down in the comments, and please subscribe and like. Also, share it if you know anybody else who'd love to hear this information, okay? Thanks a lot, and we look forward to seeing you back here on The Crew's Point of View with Steve Moore.